Hey, Blondie, you know what you are? You're a stinking son of a... Good morning and welcome to Whenever You Are. I am Bandit Haze, and today I'm going to be talking about 12 is better than 6. And this is a game that's recommended to me by Dungeonjay, so shout out to Dungeonjay for the recommendation. I'm going to have a link to his channel in the description, so make sure you check that out. And if you would like to recommend me a hard game, then drop it in the comments or hit me up on Twitter or Facebook or wherever. I'm a pretty easy guy to find. Now real quick, I've been thinking about this whole hard-on review thing, in particular, how do I differentiate a hard-on review from a regular review, because I talk about all kinds of games on this channel. Because when it comes down to it, pretty much most games have difficulty settings ranging from easy, normal, hard, very hard, and eat shit and die. And of course, if you're playing it on its highest difficulty setting, then it's going to be a challenge. But when I think about hard games, the types of games that I think about are games that either A, don't have difficulty settings where it's just hard anyway, it doesn't give you a choice, or B, it has difficulty settings, but even when you play on normal, it's still like trying to find a virgin in a Catholic school. So with all that said, let's talk about 12 is better than 6. Now first of all, I do take umbrage with the title because 12 is not always better than 6. I mean, sure, it is better to have 12 bullets in your gun than 6 bullets in your gun, but it is better to get shot 6 times than to get shot 12 times. Just saying, they might want to tweak the title a little bit. Anyway, the game is set in the wild, wild west, and you play as a Mexican who is unnamed. They just call him the Mexican. Well, he does actually have a name, but you learn the name later on. I won't say it here because it's a little bit of a spoil. Not too much of a spoil, a little bit of a spoil. Anyway, I'm gonna say it here. But you play as this Mexican, and he's trying to regain his memory. He's trying to find out what happened. All he knows is that he was in some kind of gang, he was a leader, and he done a bunch of bad stuff, and now he's trying to find out what he did. So he visits a bunch of people who send him to a bunch of places and ask him to do a bunch of things, which typically involves killing people because, you know, how else are you going to regain your memory? And you kill everybody. You kill white dudes, you kill Mexican dudes, you kill Navajo and a Navajo. You kill a bunch of different people. I mean, this game does not discriminate at all. Well, actually, there's no black guys in this game, and I don't know if I should be offended for being discriminated against or happy because black guys don't get killed in this, but yeah. Now the gameplay is top-down view, just like Hotline Miami 1 and 2, or for you old fogies out there, GTA 1 and 2. But it does have quite a few similarities to Hotline Miami. I do feel like the movement controls are a little bit tighter in 12 is better than 6. In Hotline Miami, when you try to move just a little bit, you go whizzing all around the screen, whereas with 12 is better than 6, it does feel a little bit tighter, a little bit more fluid for the most part. There are a few issues here and there. But the aiming in Hotline Miami is so much better. With 12 is better than 6, you use the L trigger to aim, then the right trigger to shoot, which is fine in and of itself, but you can't choose your targets. So what happens is that you hit the L trigger to aim and it targets the nearest person to you. The problem with that is that the nearest person to you may not be the most imminent threat to you. For example, if you are inside a house and there's an enemy on the other side of the wall, that is the nearest person to you. But if there's another enemy in the house coming towards you with a gun and you need to take care of that guy because that's the most imminent threat, you hit the L trigger and it aims at the person outside of the house, which is like, why would you design a game like that? But outside of a minor design flaw, there is still a challenge to the game. There's parts of the games where you're going to have a few enemies coming at you, parts of the games where you're going to have loads of enemies coming at you. You have guys with spears who you would think would be amongst the easiest enemies to dispatch, but considering they come charging at you like a horny bull, no, they're not. By the way, I just realized I said horny bull. Horny but never mind. So anyway, as far as how difficult this game is, here's the thing. This game is amongst the easiest hard games that I've played. And I don't mean that in a, you know, oh, I'm so good at games type way. I just mean that there is a challenge, but I did feel like it wasn't a massive challenge. Some parts of the game are piss easy, other parts of the game require a little bit of perseverance, but the thing is, I feel like if a game doesn't have you swearing non-stop for at least 30 minutes straight, it's not that hard. But that's the main game. Once you get past the main game, you enter what is called the Purgatorium, and the Purgatorium just might have you swearing non-stop for at least 30 minutes straight. You see, whereas with the main game, if you die, you just start that section again. With Purgatorium, when you die, you start everything again. And bear in mind, it is pretty much one-shot kill throughout. So the Purgatorium works pretty much like a gauntlet. You go through one level, you kill all the bad guys, go for the next level, kill all the bad guys, go for the next level, kill all the bad guys, but the moment you die, you start right back from the beginning. If you don't die, there might be an ending to the Purgatorium. I really don't know. The game kind of hints that there is an end to it, but as far as I can find out, nobody's actually completed the Purgatorium. There's also an arena mode which works pretty much like any kind of horde mode where you have different waves of enemies to dispatch of. So to conclude this hard-on review, 12 is better than 6, or as I'm going to refer to it, 12 is better than 6. Sometimes, is definitely worth checking out. The story mode's not that difficult in my opinion, but still a pretty cool game even though it has a few faults. But definitely the Purgatorium and Arena mode are worth doing if you're up for a challenge, as long as you're not the type of person that throws their controller around the room. You'll be okay. And that is what I think of 12 is better than 6 Villagers. What do you think? 12 or 6? Let me know down below, and if you liked this video, give it a like and share it amongst your friends. If you did not like it, then give it a dislike and share it amongst your enemies. Either way, let me know your reasons in the comments. Subscribe if you have not already. Thank you for watching, and until whenever, if ever, there are two types of Spurs in the world, my friend. Those that come through the door, and those that come through the window.